Get ready.
We've got this fellow with headphones again, dancing in front of what I think is a very colorful speaker, I guess, a light show. And we're going to use this guy to show off the custom tracer. And as you can see, just by kind of scrubbing through it here, it animates just a portion of your outline, kind of around the path. Let's drag that down to the timeline. Maybe see right after he's already bounced up. And we're going to shorten this way up, because one of the differences is the speed of this effect. It continues throughout the length of the clip. So the shorter your clip is, the faster it's going to go. The longer your clip is, the slower it's going to go. It'll make more sense here in a second. So let's position our playhead right in the middle. Select it on the timeline. And let's jump over to the inspector real quick. The global controls, of course, are the same. The animation controls have one additional little very important box for this effect, the preview path box. I'm going to check that. And now it basically turns off the animation so that you can see to draw your path, since the tracer effects don't ever draw all the way on. So we turn the preview path button on so we can see how to draw our lines around this guy. Now I want it to draw or to trace from his right hip down here, around him, and down to his left hip. So I really want 1 to start over here, since it animates from 1 around to 12. So why don't I go ahead and just kind of move some of these points out of the way so we can kind of see what we're doing as we rearrange these. And we'll put our 12 down off his hip. In fact, I'm going to shrink it to 50% on my screen here so I can see what I'm doing. Yeah. Feel free to fast forward, right? So let's just kind of arrange these points. I think we can move our 1 over here now. Just kind of allude to the shape. I'm sure he's moving around and dancing and that sort of thing. So we're going to wiggle the shape and make it fun. Doesn't need to be perfect. And I think we need a few more points here. Maybe we can just move 9 up. That's probably pretty good, assuming he doesn't move too much. All right, so that looks good. Let's jump over here to the inspector. We've got our preview path on. A couple new controls here. We don't have the in and out animation speed. As I mentioned earlier, it animates for the length of the title clip. So if you want to change the speed, you make the clip longer or shorter. But what we do have is the start offset, the end offset. Let's turn off the preview path to see how that works. Right now, if we kind of scrub through, we see it's drawing up around him and down that hip. So let's put it kind of in the middle here. So the start offset by default is at 0. It's going to start at 0.1. If you move the offset a little bit, it's going to start at a later point. Let's see. So now if we scrub it, now it's starting over around 0.6. So perhaps you don't want it to go all the way around your path. The option's there. The end offset is the same. Instead of ending at 12, if you change the end offset a little bit, it might end here at 10 or 11. Scrub through that a little bit. But I think we want it to go all the way around him, so let's leave the offsets at 0. Easing is the same. Yeah, maybe we want the easing, crank the easing up. And we definitely want some wriggle. And now to adjust the shape of our outline, we're going to go down to the next section, tracer. It's really outline. We just renamed it tracer since it's not an outline, it's a tracer. I hope that's not confusing. We want to go down here and change the roundness. And we want to make it wider, I think. Yeah, oh yeah, there we go. We do have an additional control that's not exactly the same as the outline section. We have length. So if we slide this, it'll get longer. And I think that's good. But right now we're obliterating his face here. So what I'm going to do is, he's an alpha channel, right? On top of this speaker background. I'm going to drag this below him so it's behind him. And that looks pretty fun already. I think it might need more roundness though. Let's see how that looks. We need to turn the point labels off again. Oh, that looks good. I like that. So now that you have one made, this is where it gets fun. I'm going to hold down Option down here in the timeline and drag our custom tracer up and a little bit to the right, a little offset. So now we have two of them, one after the other. But the second one, that's no fun. It's the same color. Let's go over here into the inspector, click on our green, and we will color it. We will change it to, I don't know, pink. And we're going to make it a different style too. We're going to make it rough. And before we even look at that, I'm going to Option drag the clip up again, make another copy, and move it over to the right. And this one, what style can we make? We're going to make this one be yellow. And why don't we go ahead and extrude it? So let's play that back and see what we've got. Oh, come on. You know that was fun. You know, it'd be more fun if we doubled it up. So if we select all three, hold down Option, drag up again, and we're going to just kind of move these over to the right. So now we've got something. Okay, that's crazy. That might be too much. But you get the idea. Oh, I like that. That's really fun, though. All right, I know this tutorial is running long, but we also have another tracer up here, just called the rectangle tracer. I'm going to drag that down onto our next clip, which is a cassette tape. This is perfect for demoing the rectangle tracer, because as you can see, the rectangle tracer only has 4 points, and you control it by just point number 1 and moving point number 3. And just like the custom tracer, let's turn preview path on so we can kind of see what our trace is going to look like. All right, let's turn the preview path off. I can already tell you we need a little bit of roundness. There we go, and I think let's make it a little wider. So all the controls in here are pretty much the same as the custom tracer. Let's play it back. We just have a few more controls in the animation section here. Right off the bat, we have a reverse checkbox. So right now it animates from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. If you want to go counterclockwise, click the reverse button. And it goes counterclockwise. I'll uncheck that. And we can also choose the start point. Perhaps we want it to start on point number 2. And we could reverse that as well, of course. And so you might say, why isn't this called counterclockwise? Because you can actually take your points and you could have 1 be down here at the bottom right and 3 be up here in the upper left, or, you know, wherever you might want to put them. So counterclockwise wouldn't quite fit in every situation, so we call it reverse. So let's do the same with this one. That looks pretty cool, but now maybe we want to have 2 of them going around at the same time. Or maybe we want to make this one longer first. Let's make it a little bit longer. Yeah, And so let's just hold Option and drag it up above itself. So we've got a duplicate. And on the top one, we're going to change the color to yellow. And we're going to change its start point to, let's see, the lower one is starting at 2. So let's change the start point to 4. And let's go back to the beginning. And now we've got something. That's pretty cool.